This is the weekly recap. Every hiccup on the map. From incident IQ to the fix on tap. What we learned last week makes this week better for you.
Hey everyone, March 23rd, Mike Simmons here, your host for the weekly recap. And what did we learn last week to make this week even better? Let's go ahead and jump on in. We've got a few topics we're going to discuss. We're going to talk about Centegix, parts, the teacher role, and your role. All right, Centegix, we've got an automation set up where basically if they're on a Windows 11 machine and it hits the PDQ network, it's going to automatically push out Centegix on the Windows machines. On the Mac machines, we've got something similar. And so anytime that machine hits the network with Jamf Cloud, it's going to send out Centegix. And now here's the catch. It's got to be Windows 11. I know we talked about that icon that's going to be popping up as Centegix. It might look funny and new, but now that we've seen a little bit more about it, we've seen some tickets. Just know that the end user has to be on a Windows 11 machine, or they've got to have a Mac device that's enrolled fully into the Jamf Cloud system. The next thing we want to talk about is parts. Hopefully at this point you're starting to see less tickets on hold for parts and you're starting to receive more parts. I had the chance last week, I talked with the Chromebook billing team, and think middle school, high school. Anytime you do the shortcut to billing, it goes to middle school and high school. Each one of those parts, they have a cost associated to it. And so any of those parts that get billed, it's going over to SchoolPay. SchoolPay is it's basically an account that's set up for students, and that's how they can settle up invoices for activities, for their lunch accounts, and for the Chromebook one-to-one. There's a list on the Forsyth County website of all the parts and the costs associated with it. I know I don't want to keep you guys involved in the costs, but just in case you start getting those questions about, hey, what does this cost or what does that cost, just point people to that direction of the website Chromebook one-to-one. You could even Google search Forsyth County Schools Chromebook one-to-one, and it will pull up the same website that I've got listed here on the video. And as far as parts being used, just think of it this way. The golden rule is 100% of the time that you use a part, I need you guys to attach a part to the ticket. You might ask, well, why is that? The biggest reason is if we ever have to pull a report for a specific site about, hey, how many parts did West Forsyth High School use? We could pull the report and then we just base it off incident IQ of parts being used. And then that's a good way for us to track any trends or how much usage we have for parts. Also, use your discretion. We've got a new action item feature, and that's called accidental damage, or if it was intentional damage. And it might be good just to clarify for the billing team, this was on accident or this was an intentional damage. If it's the splotch screen, that's not going to be something that typically the kid would intentionally do, because we know about that Dell Chromebook known issue. If it's the battery, how would the kid intentionally make the battery swollen or not work? Unless maybe they spilled some water on it. But that's where we do some information gathering, and we find out the who, the what, the where, the when, all the investigative questions, put that into the ticket. And a lot of that will help ultimately in the long run. That way there's less back and forth with the Chromebook billing team about the scenarios, the details of what happened, and just take a moment to communicate, put that in the ticket. And the best person to ask is probably the person checking in the student Chromebook, the media specialist, the ETC. Okay, let me move on to the next topic, and that's going to be what's the teacher's role and what's your role. I did talk with the sysadmin team, and we have noticed that there's a little bit of, hey, I'm going to ask the user who put the ticket in to gather information such as the serial number or the host name or the usernames. Let's let the teachers be subject matter experts on the lesson plan and less about trying to gather the details. Again, as a site technician, we're asking the big four, that we want you guys to gather the username, the host name, the MAC address, the IP address, and get a screenshot or screen recording of the error message if there is one. And it's better if you are hands-on and we verify with you that that information is accurate, that it's correct. Because if it's not correct information, it's like a domino effect. If on the back end we're configuring a machine to have permissions that maybe it shouldn't have because we got the wrong serial number, that could be a problem. If we're making a student machine now a staff machine when it should be a student machine because we got the wrong serial number, that's a problem. Or the username, we've attached the wrong Adobe Creative Cloud license because we didn't quite get the right username. That could be a problem too. So we'd much rather, as an expectation, just have you as a site technician gather the information. I know sometimes you might say, well, Mike, I'm at this location, but I'm not at that location. Don't worry about the speed of resolving the ticket when it comes to those scenarios. We'd rather be thorough and accurate rather than speedy. So take off your speedy hat and let's just put on the quality of work hat, and let's make sure that we're getting the right information for the right people. But you guys are doing incredible work. I appreciate all the good feedback we've been getting, and I can't wait for our next Tech Talk Tuesday. We're going to go over the topic of network, and I'm working on that as we speak, and that's going to be the first Tuesday in April. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and thanks so much for tuning in to the weekly recap, and we'll see you guys next time.
Better for you. Ba, 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 ba. This is the weekly recap. Every hiccup on the map, from incident IQ to the fix on tap. What we learned last week makes this week better for you.